Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Rigucci, and here with a few friends in the Delaware County area. We get in a basement and we talk about a certain topic. Today's topic is going to be the Game Awards 2019 and talking about our games, that's plural, not just singular, games of the year. Of course, as always, my co-host Chris Trio at the other end of me.
What's going
and
on,
then
guys?
in the middle, the
man who hates rainy rides.
The cream to our Oreo, Matt Penza.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Are you glad to be our cream?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair answer. I just wanted to make
Maybe.
sure.
Cream of the crop.
All right.
Cream rises in the top. All right. So, how we're going to break this down is we're going to go over the awards. We're not going to talk about them all in depth because, of course, there's probably a ton of awards we don't really give a shit about or really can't talk to.
I'd say more than half.
Yeah. So, but before we get into the awards, we're going to talk about the announcements. Yeah, that's right. Phil Spencer announced the Xbox Series X last night, and boy, did I not see that coming.
I really didn't either. I feel like we've been hearing all this talk about consoles and when we were going to get the new ones and when we were going to get names. Obviously, PlayStation, we know it's been PlayStation 5, but we haven't seen the box.
Right.
I thought it was pretty great by Microsoft just to jump in there right now and just be like, haha, fuck off. Here is our console.
I think it was a very smart business decision on their end because we all know because of their rough start to this generation that they're gonna want to start with
Hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running. And I think this was, people say they want to wait till E3 to release this, which I think PlayStation might, unless they just throw it out in a Wired article.
Well,
I think it's happening.
They did.
That just
like you just said it. They did. They announced PlayStation 5 in a Wired article.
Yeah,
yeah, but they haven't given us specs in a box.
The look of it. That's what I'm
Right, but
talking
Sony, but Microsoft didn't soft announce it. They hard announced this at the Game Awards.
Exactly.
PlayStation 5 exists. We know it's being developed. Obviously,
For sure.
the new Project
about.
Scarlet was too.
What I was saying is, I think it was smart for them to do it this way rather than how PlayStation's probably going to do it. It could be in a random Wired article again, or it could be
Oh, they can't.
at E3.
Right.
But,
I don't
now Xbox has their room at E3, not to waste time unveiling it, but going deeper into specs maybe.
For sure.
Or doing a whole bunch of stuff.
And
think it was
I mean,
a smart decision on their end.
now we have the look, we have the specs now, right, Gooch? Does that article give us the specs?
Not
in-depth,
really.
really?
It's talking about hey,
It can do
4
120
generations of Xbox games will be backwards compatible, which is fucking awesome.
That is amazing.
The controller's slightly tweaked. We're taking the feedback from the Elite controller. We're placing that into that. We have a share button now, and that's pretty much the extent of the controller changes. It's a little bit smaller, so it's going from 95% hand coverage to a whopping 98.
Whoa.
Apparently, they're making it small. I don't know. They're doing something to it.
Interesting.
They're making
to
it
make
smaller.
your hands lay flatter. Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm obviously sold on it. And then we got to see Hellblade 2, which was another game that we knew Ninja Theory was purchased by Microsoft. But what do you guys think of that?
That's amazing.
Because I haven't played the original.
I haven't either. I just love that Phil came out though. He's like, listen, we bought 5 studios. We have a bunch of exclusives coming,
And we're seeing it.
It's coming. We saw Senua's Sacrifice part. What is it called?
Senua's Saga.
Senua's
Hellblade
Saga.
2. I don't know
And
I don't actually know if Hellblade 2 is first or it's the other way around.
The Senua Saga was above, so
Right.
it makes me think that maybe that's the title of this.
I think so too.
Gaming series.
Yeah. It seems like it's going to be
Right?
given a full-on AAA treatment, right? That's what I mean. It was more of a cinematic trailer that we got for it, but it looked cool and it was very cool tone. I'm excited to get into it.
It was all in engine too. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
It looked really good. That's pretty much it. I mean, and we're guessing this what we see from the Series X. This model is probably the high end.
I agree.
Correct? And
I have no idea.
I'd assume because there's two. There's
I mean,
the
why wouldn't
Jaeger
they?
or something is the high tiered one.
No, and
What is
then Lockshaw or Lock something.
Locks. They always have weird names. But there's as the download only, no disc option, which they're apparently do. It's going to be like the S.
Yeah,
Of
which
that.
like might be
A little bit less powerful.
Which we don't know if it's gonna. I'm assuming it'll take like the same shape, but it could be even like a
smaller thing. I think so too, because I don't think it's going to have as many guts. Or it's not going to be as powerful, but probably.
I think they did confirm that you can lay it down. Also.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
why is
you
it so tall?" I'm like,
it's standing up.
It's standing up. You can
Like
lay it
every
down.
other console.
Looks like a PC.
It looks like it's exactly. It looks
Right?
like it's going to be probably half the size, at least, of the original Xbox One. It's just from looking at yours, Gooch. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks good,
Right.
like, just aesthetically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Penza, you don't have an Xbox One. Are you going to get a Series X?
Yeah. So my plan is to buy. I'll probably put my hard-earned money into a PlayStation.
My
I hear
hard-earned
that.
fucking
because
cash.
I'm a Sony fanboy. Get the hell out of here. Only because Xbox has betrayed me in the past.
Well, they betrayed me last generation too.
I
That's
had
why I
two
switched over.
Xbox 360s break and Xbox One break.
Oh,
So,
really?
yep.
But
Damn.
you had Xbox One?
Yeah. Freshman, going into college, I had it and it broke and it couldn't read discs.
Mine has trouble reading discs.
Um,
sometimes.
Jeez.
I won't go on tangent, but then we had this like funny. We had this like what's it called? Charity fundraiser thing at school.
Yeah.
And they're giving out PlayStation 4. It was like a lottery, like you get
Yeah.
tickets. And I was telling my buddy, I was like, I'm gonna win this PlayStation 4,
It's mine.
and I won it.
That's amazing.
And I had that forever until I upgraded to the Spider-Man PS4.
That
So
is.
have
I
now
forgot
PS4
you
Pro.
got that. I still have my original PS4. I mean, it sounds like a wind tunnel when I'm playing some of the newer games. But
Speaking
Yeah.
of PS4, we got a not Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer, which didn't do too much. I don't even know why we got this. Not like too much new like
It's almost like
footage.
everything we saw, right?
Right. Yeah. Like I know you guys probably don't have much to say on it, but I don't either.
No,
I'm just
yeah.
excited for it.
I
good.
do. I've never been into the Final Fantasy games because because of the style of gameplay.
I agree.
Right.
But
I feel
I'm
like
really
this is-
intrigued by this one.
Right.
I agree.
I think it's more accessible, kind of like what 15 was trying to do. 15 was trying to be accessible
Sure.
to fans or to
Newer audience.
Yeah, like not non-fans.
Sure.
So, that's good. Yeah, there were a lot of announcements that I feel like I don't even want to bring up.
I agree. It's-
One that Penza could probably talk on: Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Rise of the Phoenix expansion. So we're getting some X-Men.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I mean, it looks fun. There are 4 new characters. It's Cable, Iceman, Gambit, and Phoenix.
Right.
They're including, along with. That's the first. I think. No, they had the vampire one previously. I didn't play
The
that
Marvel
deal.
Knights.
Yeah, I didn't play that one, but I really enjoyed Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm planning on like knocking out all the DLCs at once, like when they all come out.
Really?
That's why.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
But I don't know. It was like probably my favorite Switch game I've played this year.
It looks like a lot of
probably.
fun.
I'm enjoying like Pokemon Shield a lot too right now, but that was the first game that I docked in the Pro Controller and it looked great, felt great, and I really enjoyed it.
You guys want to hear something interesting about X-Men? You know that like the theme song for their '90s like thing. Apparently, it was like stolen. Like, and it was off this like Ukrainian lawyer show. Like that.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's one of the fun. Like because
Kinda
I was
has, like, Law
I was
and Order.
listening to it and I was like for the beginning and I was like, there's nowhere in this. And then all of a sudden it just goes.
Watch on Disney Plus.
No, I was watching. I just looked up like a comparison because I was like,
Oh,
no
is
way.
that on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
hell yeah. But I need to watch it on Disney Plus.
Another
I started
Switch game that kind of interests me was Bravely Default 2. I know you guys again don't have anything to talk about on that, but I like these like niche Square RPGs like Octopath Traveler that like I would buy a Switch for. Just fucking like, well, Octopath is coming to PC, so you know, I don't need a Switch. Do you have anything to say on the terrible looking Fast and Furious game before we move on to the
I
awards?
missed it completely.
You forgot Godfall.
Yeah,
Oh.
that RPG. I just didn't bring it
That
up.
actually looks cool.
Which is dropping holiday 2020 PS5. So I'm assuming that's gonna be the release date for the PS5, right?
Well, we all assumed it was coming out next year
Because-
holiday, like because Xbox
Yeah.
said theirs was. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's the soft
Because it
confirmation.
said PS5 in the trailer, and it also said holiday 2020.
Have you guys seen the dev kits going around? Like,
It looks
the-
like a
the-
Yeah, they
V.
look
Apparently
at
it's a
Vs.
V.
obviously
yeah.
it's not going to look anything like that, but
Right.
it's interesting to see.
We also got a trailer for No More Heroes 3, which was totally out of left field.
That's because I'm like always looking for games on Switch. I know there's a ton to play. I don't know much about that series, but I love the trailer that they like. It makes me,
it was cool. It makes you want to get into it.
Like, I don't know the game style of that trailer of these games or anything like that.
I don't either.
They're like hyper or ultra violent games, sort of.
Huh.
Yeah. So No
Like
More Heroes
scroller?
1. What?
Like 3D scroller.
No.
Like what's like the gameplay look like? Top down.
Like third person.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So imagine like Devil May Cry, but like ultra stylized
Cool.
and shit.
Alright.
I wonder if the originals are on Switch. I might grab them.
Yeah, why not?
I doubt it because Nintendo sucks.
What's coming to Switch?
Apex Legends, we got the Holiday Bash event. Fun fact, that entire Mirage thing was live.
Really?
Roger Craig Smith was doing the mocap.
What?
Yeah, so he's the voice actor for Mirage.
He's
Really?
also
He does a lot of people.
Huh.
Batman in Arkham Origins.
Yeah, and he's
I did not
Ezio?
like him in that, but yeah, he's good. I love him as Ezio.
Yeah, yeah. So that was all live.
That's awesome.
That's dope.
That's amazing.
You know, more Apex.
Yeah.
Fun and
Love it.
glory in the sun. The Wolf Among Us 2.
Can't wait.
As soon as I heard that dialogue from Snow White, I was like, fuck.
I saw
I
that
was like,
rumor like yesterday. So like
Really?
the
Really?
leaks,
I didn't see
yeah.
anything.
I didn't
I
see any leaks either. I was curious because it says what does it say, a Telltale game or series?
Yeah, it is a Telltale. So it is a Telltale series.
That's what it said in
The first one was a Telltale game. But
yeah, I know. But I
No,
thought
Telltale Games is making it. They like reformed.
Oh, did they
Oh, did
reform?
they?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't think we've heard of details in a while.
That's
but
I think one of, if not my favorite Telltale game.
I think it's the
Wolf Among
only
Us.
Telltale game that did really well besides The Walking Dead Season 1.
That Batman one's really great too.
But that's kind of it for the announcements. There's a lot of niche stuff that we're
Yeah.
not going to go into. A lot of League of Legends stuff, Magic the Gathering stuff, you know, stuff.
Is there something else?
Some LOL stuff.
No, I looked through the whole thing. That was it. I
No.
mean, they were like the Sons of the Forest.
I was
which
trying
looked
to
pretty cool,
will
the
into
PUBG
existence
game.
an Arkham.
Sons of the Forest looks.
Oh, that does look crazy and weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to will into existence a Batman game last night.
Yeah,
with
but
my-
I won a bet and I got
I
dinner
do
from
think
Trio.
that game exists 100%.
Oh, and I agree.
Yeah, but
I just didn't think we were going to see it at the Game Awards. So let's get into the awards. Best VR game. I'm not going to read some of these categories out. So best
Are you
VR
going to
game.
read every single one? I'm just
No.
curious. Okay.
No. So best VR game is Beat Saber, as I think it deserves. That game has
I
been
want to
in-
play that so bad.
That game has been like the hot VR game, so
sure.
no surprise there. Best strategy game going to Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is apparently a huge hit, and a lot of people were upset they didn't see it as Game of the Year. Best sports and racing goes to Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled,
Kinda
which
wanna
is
get that
funny
game.
because like I love how the non-serious racing game got that.
No, that's true. What
Like,
other
I
serious game was there? Or
Forza probably. No?
Dirt.
Oh, sports. Oh, FIFA
Forza
20.
took off again this year.
FIFA
Yeah.
20. I deleted that game this week because it's horrible.
Well,
And-
Pool 7774,
And he
FIFA
deleted-
20 Game of the
he
Year.
deleted
How does he
two-
feel?
He deleted it too
Oh.
this week.
He was kidding.
Gameplay's trash. It just
Yeah, I heard it's worse than 19, right?
it just
Which doesn't even make any sense.
it's a complete pay to win bullshit scheme.
That sucks.
And like they are like people complain about Star Wars microtransactions.
Yeah, this has
This
been
is like
even
criminal.
worse.
Criminal.
Do you think it's getting the same attention that got?
No,
Really?
because it's
Because it's not a big. It's not like this gigantic big pop culture property.
well,
Or
it's FIFA's huge, but you got to think of the people who might be up in arms about it. Like I don't want to like
no,
like,
they're sports.
gamers.
No, I
Who
get
get up
it.
in arms about the other stuff. Like these
These
guys,
are sports
yeah,
guys who just
who
want to play
might
FIFA,
might buy a PlayStation just to get FIFA,
just literally for that one
2K.
game. Yeah, no, that's true. It makes sense.
So next up, we got Best Score and Music. I'm going to read this one all out. So we have Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and you guys added Jedi Fallen Order because you thought that had Best Score and Music, which I don't understand why. Why do you think that is Best Score and Music for a game?
We just had the Star Wars music.
And it killed it. Yeah,
So
no,
why?
like,
I
think
knew
it
you were
went
gonna,
along. It enhanced the gameplay a lot for me, much more than like any of these other ones. For
but
sure.
it's Star Wars music.
But it's not.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
love Star
but
Wars
it's
music.
new Star Wars music though. All the original scores in there.
Yeah.
It's not just
Right,
all
but I don't know. That's kind of like, I read that and I was like,
See,
yeah,
I
to
was-
each their own and all that.
I was originally going Death Stranding.
yeah, 100%.
But my like thought logic why I liked it.
The winner
more-
was Death Stranding.
was more towards like their art direction, like
Yeah.
where they decide to put the music. and like cues, which I think are phenomenal. I think that's more towards art direction than score.
Right, but you know, I think the score by Ludwig Forssell is fucking fantastic, and then the music that is accompanied with the game. You know, Kojima went out of his way to incorporate artists into his game, which you can't really say. Like, obviously, like bigger musicians coming into games. Churches has done music for the last Mirror's Edge game. Like, people have incorporated musicians, don't get me wrong.
No, sure.
But Kojima did like a whole fucking album for that game.
Yeah.
Like, and that's awesome.
I mean, that's
Devil May Cry.
that's cool.
Devil Trigger was an awesome song. Of course, I'm going to shout out Kingdom Hearts 3. Always has good music, but we've heard Kingdom Hearts music in every Kingdom Hearts game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something like super new. It's good, but I think I think Death Stranding kind of edges it out, which is, you know, I think why it won. Next up, Best RPG. Disco Elysium, which won. And then there's Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World, Outer Worlds. I voted Kingdom Hearts 3.
I did Outer Worlds because it was the only one that I played.
I played Kingdom Hearts 3, but yeah.
Next up, we have Best Performance. Ashley Birch as Parvati Holcomb in the Outer Worlds. Courtney Hope as Jesse Faden from Control. Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz from Gears 5. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff from Death Stranding. Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling from Control, and Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. And of course, Mads Mikkelsen took the award home. It sucks he wasn't there because they probably would have had that award up on stage, and that would have been really cool. I assume everyone. Well, Ashley Birch was totally there. I don't know if Matthew Peretta was there, but everyone else was definitely there. So that sucks, man.
It does suck.
I would have loved to see Mads accept that award. Like, I think he deserves the award. I think everyone on this list does a great job. I think Laura Bailey is kind of the one where I'd be like, I like Laura Bailey, but she does very run-of-the-mill female roles sometimes. Like, I think she does a great job in Gears 5, but I don't know. I think there's more standouts in this list.
Let me ask you, I heard from some people, like, obviously with Death Stranding, we have Norman Reedus and Mads, and they're saying they wish that Troy Baker got a nom, maybe over...
Over Norman Reedus?
Yeah, maybe over Norman. They said Troy is... I always seen bits. I'm maybe a third of
I think Troy does a really good job. He doesn't play villains often, which is, I think, a reason why I like... I mean, like, again, Troy Baker is kind of a run-of-the-mill voice actor who's in every game. Does a great job, but, like...
run-of-the-mill. He's just, like, in everything.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why I think he's run-of-the-mill, because not that I think he's run-of-the-mill.
I think he's phenomenal, but...
He's in a lot of stuff, so you hear him a lot.
Yeah.
But I think Higgs is a very... not in his usual...
wheelhouse.
Right. He doesn't play villains, mostly, ever.
Yeah, and I like I love how they use, like, the real... faces in this game.
Right,
he's
and he's never been
yeah.
in a game like that before. Which
Really?
No, yes he has. Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, or Advanced Warfare, whichever one he was in. Yeah,
one of the Warfares.
Yeah. Best ongoing game, which I forgot to highlight on mine. Fortnite. Best community support. Me and Trio voted Apex, but did I forget to X this one?
It was Destiny.
It was Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. I just forgot to exit. Oops. Best narrative. We have A Plague Tale, Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. Disco Elysium took that one home. I know nothing about this game, but it got a few awards tonight last night. So
I hear it's like a great RPG.
Right.
It's only on PC next year. It's coming to consoles. I'm really excited to play it eventually.
Yeah, one thing I will give to Death Stranding is it's got a lot of sci-fi tropes in it. Not even tropes. It has barely any sci-fi tropes in it that I'm like seeing rehashed, and it is very original in that way with its narrative. So
I'm kind of surprised it didn't win that because Death Stranding is so weird and so original, and like anyone else who would have done it, I don't think would have done it as well. But Kojima, the fact that he's behind it, I think it kind of like gives it that edge.
Yeah, has a Kojima game ever won Best Narrative before?
Probably not.
And the reason why I say that is because not that his narratives, they're great, but they're...
I mean, you're pretty much comparing Death Stranding, a new original IP, to every Metal Gear. And Metal Gears are confusing.
Yeah, but so was like more or less parts of Death Stranding.
I mean, I'm about like 75% in, and I really don't know what's going on with most of the things. The only thing that annoys me with that a little bit is they just keep using words that I don't know what they mean.
Like what?
Until they tell me.
Let me tell
like
you.
dooms and like...
Dooms? It's not. It's an act. They actually never. They tell you what Dooms is, but I don't know why it's in capital letters.
I guess it's just like they're using all these like for so far like 60% of the game, and I assume they're gonna tell me what these mean by the end of the game. But I hate that that's what I'm waiting for. If that makes any sense.
Sometimes you got to read some of those notes, and
I've been trying to.
They kind of like
but
delve
that,
a little bit more.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff because it like gives you like context, like context you don't necessarily need, but
And
hey, it's
again,
there
I
if you
hear
wanna
you because like
digest it.
that was like me with Red Dead. I'd read every little note or whatever you pick
Right.
up, and like it's. I guess it depends on.
I would
how
love
interested you are.
I would love for someone to put out. It's like recently they're talking when Clone Wars came back to Disney Plus. They put on season 1 episodes you have to watch.
Yeah.
Because they say season 1's a drag.
Yeah.
I wish they could do that with like games like Death Stranding. Or notes that like they highlight notes. All right, you can skip these, but like here's a really important note that has something for the story to help.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone on Reddit will do that eventually.
And I guess
It's
you
not
really
already
only have
done.
to read the yellow stuff, but we're getting into a tangent.
Yeah.
Best mobile game?
Yeah, I just want to say something about Control real quick. Oh wait, no, Penza, you play Control.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Control's story is that good. I think it has a cool world. I don't think its story is necessarily anything standout. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. The gameplay and the story is what's the best of that game.
Right.
Because like the narrative, you kind of just get thrown into it. Like, what
I
the hell's
forgot we
going
had
on?
Borderlands 3 this year.
Yeah.
It's like barely
You
in
didn't get
anything.
it.
I feel
You didn't get it,
I
right?
didn't.
I love Borderlands.
I like it. I like it endgame more than I did going through it.
It surprises me that wasn't on the best. Yeah, well,
Best mobile game went to Call of Duty. I'm surprised Sayonara Wild Hearts didn't win this.
I don't know.
A lot of people
Or
were
I know.
talking about that game. It's actually
I
kind
know
of
the
funny.
COD, of course.
Best multiplayer game, we have Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, The Division 2, and Penza added World of Warcraft Classic. Apex Legends took that win, and me and Trio kind of voted for that one. So we were talking about this. I think the only reason Classic is not on there is it's because it's already out.
Yeah.
100%. It's
you
not
mean?
a remaster. It is
They just open the servers again, pretty much.
right.
Yeah.
It's not a new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But man, I mean, I'm gonna be playing. I'm hopping back in tonight. 2 of my buddies. I can't wait.
That's
Mob
awesome.
Classic is
Dude, it's always fun when you find like a multiplayer game like that and everything.
grind.
And you just, you're in it.
Best independent game going to Disco Elysium. I'm surprised Untitled Deuce Game did not win this. I think
am, but I'm also not because like so many people are talking about Disco Elysium.
But I feel like so many people are talking about Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, because it was hot and funny, and then
And yeah,
I want to play it.
oh,
of
same,
course,
yeah.
but I actually definitely don't think it's
Get
in
me
the
that
conversation
plat.
nearly as much anymore.
Also, I'm like Outer Wilds. People who played it like love that game.
Polygon's Game of the Year
Yeah.
was Outer Wilds.
Really?
Which
Yeah.
is like I think it's like a loop game almost. Like you're kind of experiencing the same day, but you.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Games for Impact. Grease won that. I don't. Life is Strange is on here. Don't really think it deserves
played
it.
it.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just didn't connect with it. Not that I connected with Life is Strange 1, but I enjoyed its story more. It's like Life is Strange 2 is really political, and that's not why it's not a negative, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It seems a little like unrealistic to a point. Like a lot of weird shit is happening to
isn't
these
like-
two
like-
kids.
yeah, like
a lot of like
supernatural
really
stuff?
not even the supernatural stuff, but like like spoilers for episode 4, not like super huge spoilers, but his brother gets taken by like a religious cult, and like that episode is trying to like get him out. Like something happens, they get separated.
Well, Gooch, that happens every day.
Yeah, it like this kid already has
world we live in.
superpowers, and like a bunch of weird things are happening to them. Like they're on this pot farm, and they're working on this pot farm, and then next thing you know,
Are you watching South Park? I'm confused.
No, I'm not. I think the game takes way too many like weird like
Left turns.
180,
Yeah.
90 degrees. Like it's a little too much.
Jarring.
To make it unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a good game. Best art direction: Control, Death Stranding, Grease, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Control won that, and I 100% agree. Its art direction is really cool. I think
Yeah.
Death Stranding was a good runner-up. Link's Awakening could have definitely taken it. I think Sekiro is just Japanese feudal, so
Yeah.
You know.
Death Stranding just got so samey to me. That's why I
No,
don't like
yeah.
it.
Well, the reason why like I went with Death Stranding is because of like the moments where they decide to throw in
a music cue or
which
something.
is like,
yeah,
that's like.
There are
in
definitely
my
some
eyes,
great
it's
themes
artistic.
in that.
Oh,
And it's
dude,
funny
like,
because I'm
Sam's
totally stepping
look-
on my own art. Like, I will, in Red Dead, I will just look over out mountain. I'm like, that's awesome. I just want to look at the
Yeah,
but like in this, I just didn't, it just wasn't my type
I
of
feel
view,
like the
think.
terrain of Death Stranding is so.
America?
What?
America?
What do you mean America?
It's supposed to be America.
Right, but
it's
it's
like
so
a
it's
mu-
so
it's like
it's
mud.
it's
I know.
so it's supposed to be America, but it's so
After the death-
foreign
yeah.
looking
Yeah.
sometimes.
No, and I do.
It's
I
so
like
cool.
that decision. Yeah, that
It's
is
so
cool.
interesting decision to like, oh yeah, it could have just been your run of the mill forest, and it probably would have been really boring if it was the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think what they did there was good, but Control has this weird style that like
you gotta. I can't wait for you to.
weird
fucking-
I'm getting
style
it soon,
within
yeah.
the
Getting to that.
environment and the art of the game and
Can't
like
wait.
the art of the weapons.
Or like when after you like clear a room from the hiss, like you know how the room kind of overlaps itself,
right.
and then when it clears out,
Yeah, like
that's sick.
it like freeze up.
Yeah.
Excuse my
Your
language.
hair is all over the
Yeah,
place.
I
right
know.
now.
That's why I was trying to get this back on.
Put that hat back on.
colors
you
and
ugly
controls.
Squeezing my
motherfucker.
head a bit.
And Control also has like my favorite gaming moment of this year in it.
Really?
Which is what?
Interesting.
Oh, the headphones.
Shh.
Yeah.
Shh. Just gonna play it.
Like that's like me saying in Death Stranding, like things happen.
Yeah.
There's no context.
La, la.
Yeah, it is like one of the coolest moments I've had.
It's
in
cool.
Oh,
gaming.
I'm excited. You get me all tingly.
The fresh indie game presented by Subway goes to
Thank God.
Disco Elysium.
Damn, they won a shit ton.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, they did.
I did not realize they won this many.
Best
damn
fighting game:
things.
Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Super Smash Brothers, obviously.
I think the only reason that one is because it has way more of a
following. Yeah.
not even a following. It
Mortal
has a
Kombat
broader
does too.
audience that can kind
But
of jump
I
into it.
really like. We're gonna talk. I'll talk about this later. But like MK11, I think was really just not where it needed to be for some reason.
I think technically it was amazing, like how it played, but I just wasn't interested in
the
the
story
characters
was
as
cool,
much. Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
both liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Something was off.
When are we gonna get the next Capcom versus Marvel?
That one
We
was a
had it
shit show
last
last
year.
time. Marvel,
Really?
Marvel's
Marvel
Capcom 3,
Ultimate?
I
No.
don't remember.
or was it Ultimate?
4? Is it called Ultimate?
I don't remember.
I'm thinking
Anyways, we had one very recently.
in like
Yeah,
in
it was
that
shit.
style?
Shit the bed.
In that style?
yeah,
Yeah.
like in that. Yeah,
You don't remember
that's
that?
why you have.
No.
That's how well it did. You haven't heard of
What
it.
do you mean? You're like, no. Like, oh.
I'm thinking
I
now
don't
with,
pay
like,
attention to
how
games.
Disney took over the gaming. Like we might get a better
I think-
version.
Dude, if
Like,
we got a
FPS
Marvel
style.
fighting game, fuck.
They should
Like,
give us
that'd
a
be
fucking
sick.
good.
That would
I
be
would take an
sick.
amazing Iron Man game in
Just
a
give us
minute.
Marvel versus DC fighting game.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah.
See,
That's why MK.
see,
it's Mortal Kombat versus DC.
it would be cool. It won't happen. But if in Injustice 2, like they did make a deal with Marvel just to put one character
Dude,
in.
just give me
Well,
Injustice
they're
3.
separate, like from the. I guess all under the Disney umbrella, but Disney. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know either. Anyways,
Next up, best family game: Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker, Smash Brothers Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. And I love how Jeff goes, "Wow, Nintendo really got this one this year."
All Nintendo games.
Like literally, I was like, it's kind of like, is this category like even serious? Like, of course it's gonna be all fucking Nintendo
like
games.
best
Luigi's
Nintendo
Mansion
game.
3 took that one home. I heard it's a great game. Player's Voice, Fire Emblem, 3 World Houses won. I think it was just like a in chat thing
Yeah.
that was going on. Best esports player, Booga. The only thing I'm gonna say about him is he's kind of a local, so that's cool.
oh really?
yeah.
Yeah,
for him.
he's from like
Downtown.
yeah,
Oh,
like
really?
he's like
Downtown
towards
Was he the
Lancaster.
one that won the
Fortnite.
the big yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Booga. Oh Booga.
Booga. Best esports host, we have Jocks.
Shocks.
Shocks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Forget
Best esports coach, we got Zonic. Best esports games, League of Legends. Best esports event, League of Legends World Championship. And the only thing I have to say about that is, since I've been to the 2018 and 19 Overwatch League finals, I will say the 2019 finals were very much the same as the 18. So that's kind of why I voted for Fortnite, because it was like super
Yeah, Fortnite was
grand.
Sure.
unbelievable. I thought it was so sick. Cool.
Really?
They had like 100 people.
Where was this?
I think it was in LA. It was
Yeah.
in like one of the stadiums.
Wow.
Indoor, but they had like 100 people playing Fortnite at once,
On the
and you could
You
like
see them all.
follow
That's
of them,
amazing.
like, it was
That's
sick.
really cool.
Content Creator of the Year went to Shroud. Best Community Support, it was between Apex, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14,
Did we do this?
Fortnite. No. Maybe. Did we? Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Dupe.
we did. We
See,
definitely did.
I found some dupes in this when I was going through it. That was a dupe. Best audio design: Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, RE2, and Sekiro. Call of Duty won that because that's
Call of
all.
Duty-
From what you told me, it does
They
make
do-
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched a few videos online. They do a ton. Like they change, the way they went in. Like, so whether you're
Outside in a
they
room.
change the way like a gun's
Firing,
sound
yeah.
compared to inside or in a hallway or like in
Distance,
different environments. Like
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of
If
nuts.
if Death Stranding or Resident Evil 2 won this, I wouldn't have been surprised. I think like Death Stranding has a lot of like weird, like quirky noises that sound really cool, and Resident Evil 2 kind of the same thing.
Resident
like
Evil
it's-
2, just that like the zombies,
like the
howling
zombies
down
and the sounds
and
of
just
the gun and
creaking of the floor as you're
Right.
there is so many.
you
like-
got fucking Mr. X running
Just
after
breathing
you,
down
the
your neck, yeah.
liquors, yeah.
Yep.
Taking a sip. We got Best Game Direction, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, and Outer Wilds. And, of course, Kojima's Death Stranding took it home. Any debate?
No,
I think Resident Evil 2
I was gonna say.
may
I'd
have
say
had it. But I can understand why Death Stranding won.
again, I still think Sekiro is also a pretty great and well-directed game.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fuck.
Yeah.
Best action adventure game: Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Link's Awakening, and Sekiro, which took that one home. And you guys put Jedi Fallen Order. I voted for Resident Evil 2. Jedi Fallen Order ain't at the Game Awards. Disqualified.
So will that be at next year's then?
No.
Or will they just not even?
Nope.
They'll like
It'll
do
be
the
a DICE.
Smash. No, they'll do what they did with Smash this year, or like when they sent. out
Oh
the
right,
awards, so
Smash didn't come out this year.
So like,
Nah, see, maybe it might get forgotten.
Yeah.
no,
That's
but
what,
that's why when they sent out the list, they said like a reminder to the judges, you can vote for Smash too. That's why a lot of people think like Smash got in the category for Game of the Year because people were like, you get this reminder, like, oh wait, yes, Smash.
That's
was
a bit.
this year.
Yeah. That's
You
yeah.
get this reminder right in your face.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
forget
true.
about it.
Interesting.
Best action game went to Devil May Cry 5. I voted for Gears because I think Gears deserved something. I really enjoyed Gears this year.
I agree.
I put Ultimate Alliance 3 because like what's like these two categories like what the hell?
Yeah, I know. I agree. What was the other one before?
Action
Action
adventure.
event. I can
yeah. What the fuck are we doing, guys? Like,
no,
there's
no,
a-
no, wait. I can
That's
understand that because Death Stranding is not an action game. It's definitely more of an adventure game. But
Well, why
obviously,
not?
there's action in it. And same with Resident Evil. It's definitely like an adventure game.
You say
Resident
it for
Evil.
every game. Like
Yeah,
on
I
this
don't
list.
know.
So that's like when I think action.
I don't understand why Borderlands 3 is on that list. I don't understand why.
I think that should just be one category.
Like
or do adventure. and
everything
action
besides Borderlands 3.
separate.
Borderlands 3 is a total
Like
action
when I think
game.
action game, like without the adventure part, I'm like, okay, what? Just like a straight beat 'em up. So I
Yeah.
put Ultimate Alliance 3 was probably
Listen,
the
man,
best straight
I don't make the
beat 'em up I
rules.
played
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, sure.
I don't
right?
make the fucking rules around.
Like Metro Exodus as
Jeez,
an action
Gooch,
game,
get it
not an
together,
adventure
man.
game.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You hear me, Gooch?
I hear you. It's just not my decision.
Hey, Jeff,
It is. It's your fault.
figure it the f out, all right? God.
Fuck, Jeff, come on.
Seriously, man.
Jeff.
Jeff, I know you're listening.
And last but certainly not least, Game of the Year.
Dun, dun.
We have Control, Death Stranding, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
And Outer Worlds.
And Outer Worlds. Sorry, it's on the last page.
And the winner?
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, I will tell you what. Did not see that coming at all.
up.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
And
we
not
know.
even that I
I
think it
didn't-
doesn't.
I
don't
didn't
think
see
it
it
doesn't
coming
deserve
either.
it. But I definitely wasn't like that's my game of the year.
If I have to be like completely blunt about this and just be like honest, I don't think Sekiro deserves Game of the Year compared to the other games on this list.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think it deserves. I think almost all of them probably.
I think Sekiro is the
Deserve it?
weakest. Sekiro,
No,
Sekiro.
Outer
whatever the
Worlds 100%.
Yeah,
the weakest.
and fucking Super Smash.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I don't
and
know.
Smash.
Right, those three don't deserve it. I think the real I
think Sekiro-
think I said it when the awards were announced. It was between Control, Death Stranding, and RE2. And RE2 is a
apparently
remake.
it
Well,
wasn't.
the only reason why
But it wasn't. I
but
know.
The only reason why I didn't think Sekiro would be in the running because it's kind of niche.
It's very niche.
Soulsborne,
Yeah.
FromSoft. So
Like,
it's like,
how did
and it's done
Bloodborne
super well.
win the year it was nominated? That's what I'm saying. Like, Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 are way better games
Maybe
than
those.
Sekiro.
But
In my
they were-
opinion.
Yeah,
but
but
I think they
Sekiro's
weren't
much-
as accessible.
Yes,
is what I think you're
100%.
about to say. Like, I really do think Sekiro did that Souls type while keeping it still pretty fucking hard, but making me be more invested in it and want to play more. I did thoroughly enjoy that game, even though I haven't finished it. But
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
I still think I had a fucking amazing time with the game, and I don't think it definitely doesn't deserve it.
And
I
I'm
guess
like-
is the point.
Yes.
I'm-
That's the way.
Am I a
was
little
shocked?
Am I a little salty? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Kojima go on that stage and win that award, and Jeff probably would have came down and like made out with him right there.
I
and
do
then
think,
like
though-
Norman Reedus probably would have like dry humped the shit out of him.
I
you
just
know?
don't think Death Stranding, like while it's a mainstream AAA weird game, I just don't think it's getting nearly the type of play. But I honestly thought it would be at more player count than
Here,
Sekiro,
let's
but-
come to bat for our picks. So for Death Stranding, I think there is no game like Death Stranding, and there'll never be a game like Death Stranding ever again. That is my thing. My thing is how unique.
I don't think that inherently makes it good though. Like, why does that make? I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I just like, why does that make it cool? Because I've seen a lot of
because it
unique
is
movies.
because it
but,
is
like-
super unique, and I think the story is really good, and I think the gameplay is really cool. Sure, it's very like base, like there's not a lot of action in it. It's not like MGS5 where that one like action game or whatever.
Sure.
It's not like its gameplay is not the highlight, but I think the rest of the game kind of picks up for it's not uninteresting gameplay, but pretty base gameplay. I enjoy the loop. I enjoy the time I've had. I'm still enjoying what I'm playing, and I think it's got this meaning behind it. And like, we're looking at a game on all levels. Like Resident Evil 2, does it have a good story? It's pretty fucking base.
I agree.
While its gameplay, I would say, is better than Death Stranding, but its story is not there at all.
I
in my
think your
opinion.
general audience is looking for the gameplay over the story, though. I really do.
But is Sekiro's story
like-
a pop? I don't
I-
think so either.
I found it a little. I think it's a little bit more straightforward and maybe a little bit easier for the regular gamer
Lean
to
in towards the
follow.
mic.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just
you know, good call. I don't know, Penza. I feel bad. We're talking over you here. I know. What?
It's
we're getting heated.
It's
Yeah.
like it's the
I'm not
kind-
even heated.
it's
No,
like-
I know.
Yeah.
It's I've been hearing this a ton with Death Stranding, and they say, would you recommend that game to somebody?
Like
Yeah,
my
I
brother.
would.
Like someone who like might like games but doesn't play a ton? No.
I was trying to explain this to my coworker, Ryan. He's an old style gamer, not old style. He grew up on Nintendo. He has a Switch. He really loves it. He just got a PlayStation 4, and he was like, "Do you think I'd like Death Stranding?" I was like,
I would
don't
say
think so.
if somebody-
I don't
if-
know.
if somebody
I
asked
explained
me-
what the game was to him, and he's like, "Goes, not for me."
right. I would
like-
say if somebody asks, "Is the game for me?" I go, "Let me explain it."
that's what I
Would
did.
I recommend it? Yes, but do you like weird shit? Are you interested in like getting a little different with your game here? And like, I would kind of like have these like criteria. I would recommend it because I think everyone should play it. I think it's got a cool message and story behind it. It's not MGS5 levels of hard to understand. It is like they do throw a lot of terms at you, right? Like the Kojima fucking dictionary you need to like figure everything out. But I think it's like not bad.
You know
Like-
where I think he loses a lot of people though too, unfortunately, is that beginning 10 hours.
Right.
I
I think
that's really you're just walking from cutscene.
like
to
we're gonna
cutscene.
review this in a few weeks,
Yeah.
but I think the one negative point in the game is episode 3 kind of drags a little bit, and like it's still the beginning of the game, so like it might lose a lot of people there. But I think once you get past that part, like it definitely like picks up a little bit. So
Yeah, I think it was just and like going up like I'd assume 50% of the people that are gonna play this. I mean, I don't want to assume this way, but people are gonna enjoy those bits, or they're not. And
Like
you
it's
said,
gonna be yes or
those
no.
10 hours. Yeah, I don't think there's like an in between in Death Stranding, where it's like you can stick around and be like, hey, maybe you.
And
either
maybe some
like
people
it or you
can.
don't. So you kind of cut off, and like if we're just gonna get into the basics of this, you're cutting off, let's say, 50% of the people that enjoy it or not, and then you get into the voting part of it. Like it was just too decisive to get enough votes.
Divisive.
Yeah, divisive.
just to be clear, I put your arm around you because something Casey said in chat. He said, "Put your arm around Penza so we can hear you, Tria."
Oh, Yeah,
You know,
I don't know. I really do think there's a large buy-in for that game that not most people are gonna put up, especially at $60. And I think like you
right,
like I would not
can
tell
agree
my
with
brother
that, I guess.
Jay to play Death Stranding.
But your
I
brother
really
only
don't.
plays like first-person shooters.
Sure, but he's gotten into like
But would you
But
recommend
again,
to
like-
play like God of War or Spider-Man?
1,000%. Like if Jay was like, what single player games would you say I should get off PlayStation 4 right now if he bought it? I'd be like God of War, Spider-Man, maybe even Bloodborne. I don't know how much you'd be into that.
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
series,
There's it just would not be
Last
my
of Us.
first recommendation. I really do think that's what undercut. By the way, I'm actually having a lot of fun with that game. I
I know you
predicate
are.
that. I'm
and
enjoying
like,
it.
and that's my thing. Like game of the year is something you need to look at the game as a whole as, and I think as Death Stranding as a whole is like this gem of a fucking game we'll never have again. Kojima's not gonna make a sequel to this. I hope. He's gonna probably move on and make another game, and like I hope he never makes another game like Death Stranding again.
Know what I think this is, and how you compare it? This is kind of like this is his passion project in a sense.
It very much I think everything Kojima does is a passion
But
project.
like you had the Metal Gear, and like that's something that's really accessible to people, like kind of like the shooter spy.
The gameplay
to get
is
people
sure
excited, right?
right.
Like this is like something that he really made. It's really like unique and different, and like you said, it's a passion project. And a lot of it happens with movie directors all the time. They make their like big hit, and they get traction behind them, and then they get they
can do this weird stuff,
to make the backing. Yeah, to make the weird movie that they really want to make, and it might not get the critical acclaim of the other ones, but it's
Still
not,
gonna make
I
it.
don't want to say it has a
that's
cult
making money,
following because I think Death Stranding has probably a bigger following than a cult following does for some like if I'm comparing
Whatever
it
that,
to,
yeah.
to movies, but it kind of has that same sense around it, and I think that's kind of where. And I think the next Kojima game is going to be a banger. I think he's going to.
Right.
I think it's,
And-
it's not going to
and
be
let-
as. It's going to be way more accessible. to
Let me
people.
play off what you're saying. I think I'm gonna repeat it in our Death Stranding review, which is gonna be like a few weeks from now.
Yep.
Kojima made Death Stranding in an attempt to do what he did with MGS5, but do it right and do it whole. And Death Stranding
one go.
is
Yeah.
very much a parallel game to MGS5. There are a lot of similarities between Sam, between Venom Snake, between
Sure.
the gameplay, between the loot, between the open world. Like it's just there.
Yeah. And it's funny
The
because that's
private
where,
room
when
and
it
the
gets
AC,
very
like
similar
it's
there,
all there.
that's when it starts to lose me, which is funny with Death Stranding. Like there's like those Warzone parts that just like I'm like, oh no, just keep. If we're going weird, go full weird. I don't need.
See,
this,
I
like,
think those are weird.
No,
like
they're
they
weird. Yeah, I
explain
guess
them
you're
at the
right.
end. Like those
Yeah.
aren't like confusing. Like they're confusing in the moment, sure, but like you
Yeah.
don't have the context to it.
Sure.
All
right. Should
So
we
we've
move
talked
on?
a lot about Death Stranding, but Penza, let's go to bat for Control right now.
Control was probably like my favorite. See, originally I didn't put anything down. I didn't put a
Game of the
vote
year.
down
I noticed that.
because I didn't think any of
Anything
them
really
really
caught
were
your- yeah.
like game of the year in a sense.
Your
But-
game of the year, anyways. Yeah.
But then the more I thought about it, Control was like really grabbed me when I played it. I'm excited to dive back in. The gameplay is kind of nothing that I've experienced before with its ability to levitate and the telekinesis and everything in the game, along with the shooting and the world. It's not. The people talk about like the mapping in the game's kind of tough, like where to go and stuff like that. I didn't have a huge trouble with it. It's not necessarily a huge open world game. You're
Sure.
allowed to travel throughout the old house?
Gotcha.
Gooch?
The place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So
old house.
you're allowed to travel throughout it and do stuff like that. I don't know. It hit me at a good time, and I think like I don't think the story, like we said, we were talking about best narrative. I don't think it was the best narrative per se. I enjoyed the story. I'm enjoying for the next Control, the next DLC. I'm excited for that.
Right. And there was some DLC announced today that came out or yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, it came out
Now,
with the Game Awards.
It wasn't. It's not their full DLC. It's just
Right.
Like,
It's
like
just
a
like
trial
new
type thing, yeah.
it's like a mode.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
No
just
achievements, by the way.
Really, I really enjoyed that game.
So Trio. Oh, sorry. You
Pretty
done?
much it. Yeah.
Trio. Want to go back to RE2?
Oh yeah, RE2. I mean, that game it caught me by surprise. First off, I played the demo and was like, "Wow, when the fuck does this game come out? I can't wait to play it." And just the whole I really do think this has one of the best game directions in the way of like the way the environments react to you, how you move through the environment. You have this weight to your character that I really enjoy.
And also, like,
what do you mean weight?
Like to how you move and how like I love just walking through a hallway in that game for some reason. Like it builds the tension very naturally, and I think it gave me a cool story, and I like the idea of running through the game twice with the different characters. I think it was necessary. I mean, it was kind of samey, obviously.
I played the game 6 times.
Yeah.
in a row in the span of like 2 months, and I loved every playthrough.
You did?
I didn't. I was never bored.
Yeah,
I really wasn't.
Played it, and that's another mark of a great game. I mean, they're making you replay it, and it's basically the same game, even for the alternate playthrough. There's a few things obviously mixed up,
right?
But you still want to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think they just made a pretty fantastic game, and I guess
Can't wait for RE3.
I cannot wait. I really can't.
I'm really excited.
And those graphics, man, I cannot praise enough. Like that game looks so fucking good.
And kind of going off like art direction, they took a tank style game and they made it into
a fully realized third person action shooter.
Kind of like you have to think, all right, in the original, you had to turn this corner, and this might scare you because we flipped the camera here, but how are we going to be able to do this when you can control the camera?
The entire you have to think about some totally different things. Like, and they did. That's not necessarily a remake, right, Gooch? Isn't it? Like, didn't they build like totally new parts of that?
I mean, it's a remake
in the sense of it's basically the same narrative.
Right, but it's like a totally redone game. Like it is it's not a remaster, it's a remake. They remade Resident Evil 2. And there's new plot points, there's new like the police station is like kind of similar, and like the game still follows the same structure, but like Penza was saying, it's not tank controls old school Resident Evil. It's this, and it's not the new school Resident Evil 7 that we have. It's just kind of like, hey, like we're gonna modernize RE2.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I think they do. It's not a new mechanic at all, but you really do have to conserve your resources, and you have to be aware of how many bullets you have left, and if it's worth even taking down a zombie or just running by them. I really liked that whole aspect, and I don't know. I actually don't. I think I might prefer the third person view over the first person from Resident Evil 7. While that makes it scarier, I do think it makes the game a bit more clunky. Yeah.
Sure.
For me. But yeah, my game of the year for sure, I think. At least on that list, I'd say.
We'll talk about it, pretty much now.
No,
but
accolades.
But none of us won, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, really, we're all just sitting here, we can't.
So we're going to go into some personal game of the year, so I'll go first since I guess I'm in order. I talked about Death Stranding a lot, so I won't go too much into that. Kingdom Hearts 3, it's funny. This year was kind of the year where like 2 games I'm insanely passionate about came out, and like one on like Death Stranding where I discovered Kojima and MGS as an adult, but Kingdom Hearts is kind of like I discovered that when I was a kid, so they kind of like mean 2 very different things for me.
Sure.
Kingdom Hearts 3 like didn't get a lot of praise. I was kind of surprised it didn't win anything. Yeah. I kind of expected Best RPG, but finishing up that saga after 14 years was fucking incredible. I had a great experience. It's not a game for everyone. I think we've had this conversation before, but it's been a while. I don't know how I could recommend it to somebody now. Like, if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, I would never say, like, yeah, go get Kingdom Hearts. Go fucking play it. Go fight with Donald and Goofy and Mickey and, like,
just figure it out.
It's not something I'd recommend to everyone, but, for the long-time fans, since I've been playing it, since I've been a kid, it means a lot to me. So, can't wait for the DLC. Resident Evil 2, kind of talked about, just going off what Trio said. I think Resident Evil 2, like, just has this loop that is just fucking great. I played it 6 times. I got the plat and I played on every difficulty, and I really enjoyed every playthrough. Like, of course, like as I was going through
towards
faster,
end, yeah.
And it's not like I was just like listening to the podcast. I wasn't like fucking taking my time. I was kind of like speed running through it at some points.
Yeah.
Because like for the S rank, you kind of have to. But I really enjoyed it. Like there was nothing that bored me. Like you kind of just learn not just the layout of the police station, but you learn how to survive essentially against Mr. X, against zombies, like managing your inventory. It all kind of plays into the survival factor, and that's kind of like what makes you go faster through the game.
Definitely.
So and then Control, which you talked about. I won't talk about that much more. But Gears 5, definitely like the underdog of the year. I loved Gears 5. Like Gears 5 was really a step up for Gears 4 for me. So I was really all over this because I was so down on Gears 4. Gears 4 was terrible. The campaign was so bad.
Playing through that with you for the finally, I was like, man, I didn't miss much. I really could have not played this.
Yeah,
like, I really,
it's sad how like the ending of the game like really doesn't even mean anything. Like at the end of the day, like the ending is the only like pertinent info you get from that
throughout
game.
the whole game. Yeah.
But I think it's introduced some cool progression mechanics. Like they did a lot to bring Gears into this not next gen era, but like in the next evolution of Gears was kind of like redefined. I'm enjoying the multiplayer, and of course they're still continuing adding stuff, so having fun with it.
That's awesome.
Trio.
All right. So I don't know if this will necessarily count for next year or whatever, but definitely one on the top of my list. I don't know if this is really in any particular order, like Penn's is, but I really had a great time.
Oh, mine was in no particular order.
Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order. I've had a great time with it. We finally got a fucking pretty great Star Wars video game for the first time in like 10 years, and I'm very happy about that. Definitely recommend playing it. We just did our review on that last night, so you can check that out on YouTube and all your favorite platforms. But plug aside, I do think they did a really good job. Respawn is a really great developer, and I can't see it going anywhere but up from here with that game franchise. I really think they have a great base to start from for the next game, and I can't wait to see what they do.
I like the theory that it's because Jedi Fallen Order, so that the series is Jedi.
Yeah,
and then we could pick up
from a different.
We don't have to follow Cal in the next one. We could pick up, we could do like the Old Republic.
Yeah, even
Jedi something, or we could do like.
I'm all over it.
Theory. Yeah. And I think it's gonna be like Assassin's Creed 2, where the next one is gonna be.
It's just so
phenomenal.
I do think they needed a little bit more time with this one, and I said that to Gooch last night. But yeah, I definitely agree. After that, Resident Evil 2. I won't talk much more on that because we already beat the dead horse. Sekiro's definitely up there for me. One of my favorite Souls games, even though, like I said, I haven't finished it, but still, I had an amazing time with that game, and it's one I would recommend to some people who aren't even necessarily fans of the genre to try. So I think it's worth your time. Death Stranding's on there. I still haven't finished that either, but I do think it's cool. It's different. It's a very relaxing game, I will say. Like I'll throw on a podcast, I'll make a delivery, do my thing. Kojima does his thing, and I appreciate that. I think I'm actually gonna cross out Outer Worlds and put in Gears 5 because I totally forgot about Gears 5 when I was making this, and I really think I had while I spent a lot more time with Outer Worlds, I had a more satisfying go, I think, with Gears. And I thought that campaign was great. I'm not a big multiplayer guy. I played it on, actually, Xbox Game Pass, which I think is an amazing service, and it's pretty cool that I could just do that. So I got in there, played the campaign, enjoyed the hell out of it. Another one that I think is very good. But Penza, what about you?
So like in no order, Jedi Fallen Order, same that you said. We finally, I felt like a Jedi for the first time in a video game, I think.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of, what's it called? When they
Force Unleashed?
Force Unleashed forever ago.
That's the Old Republic?
No. Not Battlegrounds.
Battlefront?
Battlefront.
Oh.
The first Battlefront that
the
came
original?
Out. No, the Battlefront 2 is, the original is great. I'm talking about like when they did this.
What the fuck are you talking
like
about?
a few years ago when it came out Battlefront 2,
again. The newest Battlefront 2?
The newest,
yeah.
But then they came out Battlefront 2.
What are you talking
Didn't
about?
they?
Battlefront 2 came out last year,
yes.
I think.
And then
the Battlefront 1, like
came
the
out
original.
a few years before.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Okay.
So I
we got there. Yeah.
Well,
was so
because there's
confused.
an original Battlefront 1 and 2. And there's a new Battlefront 1 and 2.
I mean, let's talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Right.
But, so I played a little bit of on the new gen, I guess, Battlefront 1. And there are times when if you got lucky, you could be a Jedi in the multi.
The second one is much better about that.
Yeah?
And like you can, especially in some of the online things, it's if you're playing, you'll get it, which I actually appreciate. They did a much better job with the heroes in that one. But
so like I said, it's the first time I really felt like a Jedi. So the levels could
be better.
Be better.
I agree.
But I liked exploring them. And then Control. which I think, looking back was my game of the year. I love diving kind of into that world, even though, like you said, the narrative wasn't great. But I loved exploring and, kind of figuring out the story because you kind of get thrown right into that game. And you're like, what's going on?
Just figure it out.
Yeah, and then there's some bits in that game that I really loved. Even like the side stuff. Remember the TVs? Sometimes you turn on the TV and there's that creepy little
puppet show.
That was some of the. There's a few of them in the game. And I was like,
and I like how Remedy brought that over from Quantum Break. If you get the next Xbox, the Series X, I'm sure Quantum Break is going to be backwards compatible. I would recommend it.
Yeah, I would too.
That's my plan. My plan is to buy the
and watch the TV
PlayStation
show
5 and then ask for Christmas for the Xbox Series X.
That's a good way to go.
Sekiro's, which I probably played a third of that game, maybe halfway through.
What boss did you get up to?
Might be the Guardian Apes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I think I could get by the first, and the second one was giving me trouble.
I'm on like the monk in the sky,
which was sick when at first I thought I was like, let's go.
The monk in the sky. Oh, the corrupted monk.
Yeah.
Okay. You're towards the end.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty close. I just need to like
nut up and
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a weird. Maybe I'll get into what I'm gonna say a little bit later on games for 2020. I'm going off like Soulsborne stuff. WoW Classic, I put it there. We went off how like they kind of reopened the server, so it's not necessarily a new game. That's a game I loved this year. A game that I never got into growing up, really at all, but I always knew about it. And
really?
Then, and then me and my buddy decided to dive in and like.
Well, we probably have this conversation.
I'm absolutely loving the world.
Really?
That's
awesome.
I love that grind aspect. I'm a bit like I like looter shooters like Borderlands. Like to grind to get the loot.
Satisfying.
Yes, I love grinding and getting the stuff and like that. A lot of those games are pretty much grinding for loot drops and stuff like that, which I'm really into. Yeah. And then Death Stranding, I think maybe once I beat it, see it come full circle, I think I can look back and say I really enjoyed that game. But it's a game I'm kind of struggling to get back in. I think I'm on like chapter 4 or 5, 4.
I mean, don't look at me.
I don't know. I think I'm on chapter 4.
You are the expert in the room.
It was picking up a little bit.
Chapter 4 is Mama, or 5 is Mama?
I think 5 is Mama.
Yeah.
I'm a few hours post.
No, 4 is Unger.
I'm a few hours post the boat ride.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you're still in 3.
Yeah, I think you are.
I thought that was the end of 3.
Well, okay. Actually, maybe it is.
Maybe I think he is on 4. I think you're on 4.
Yeah, I think you're on 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, biggest letdowns of the year.
2 of you guys have Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, 100%. I guess Injustice, the high of Injustice 2, kind of. I feel
made
like
the low of this one. Not even the low, because I don't. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad game at all.
No, I feel like I'm not that into fighting games. Maybe the thought I was going to be. Like I enjoyed MK11, but.
Comparing it to
Injustice, where it's like I'm passionate
for
about.
Hours.
Dude, that first Friday, we played for like a solid 2 hours and just fought each other, and like it was a fucking blast.
And I mean, there's something about making your own superhero too, which I find a little bit cooler than these already not new but original characters. Like I have a little bit more invested in making a cool Superman than a Sub-Zero.
That's what I always hear about DC Universe online, right? Can't you create your own?
Yeah, it's all right.
I know, but it's not like.
And even you can be like a Green Lantern, but like you can be any color. It's like no, I'm not a Green Lantern anymore. You fuckheads, this is bullshit. Yeah, but no, it just sucks because I think technically it's there, but like we said, the subject matter was what I think really pulled me in on Injustice. But anyways,
and I had Anthem.
Why would that be, Matthew? Yeah.
That's a game I played and beat this year. I played all of Anthem. Thank you very much.
You're definitely. I need the percentage from the trophy you got of how many people actually beat Anthem.
That's interesting. Well,
I would be curious.
That's always interesting to look at the trophies and
when
see
it's
how far
like
people
only
get.
80% have gotten like the opening trophy. Yeah,
it's always fun to see.
The thing about Anthem is the customization. I thought was pretty great. How you could I'm even forgetting the name of your
Jaeger.
Not Guardian.
Jägermeister.
Javelin.
It's a Jägermeister, okay.
And the different types were cool.
Yeah, what is a specific rim?
The story could not tell pretty much
What
anything would happen.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
they're
there's the
trying to
anthem of
stop this
creation.
thing at the end, and spoiler, you kind of pretty much stop it. But the gameplay was like kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that like that really good gameplay got wasted in this game.
This bullshit
I hope,
game.
like
yeah.
they're able to pick up that gameplay and put it somewhere, because like post story missions, like because you're grinding for loot.
Sure.
And like I was on the second hardest. You have like easy, medium, hard, and you do this all online with people.
All right.
We're super easy to seamless getting online. And then they have like Guardian 1, Guardian 2, and Guardian 3. I was doing most of the post end game stuff on Guardian 2 to try to get like legendary drops, and got like 1. I went to Guardian 3, didn't get any, and I was like what's
even the point?
Drop
Yeah,
rate
like-
system is so bad. I don't even want to like grind this shit game. And there's like 3 missions you were running through, like the same 3 fucking spots
every
and the same
time,
thing,
yeah.
and I'm like,
Can't do it. Yeah, no,
and it
I
looked
get that.
beautiful. The game looked beautiful. It's just like
It's the
the
wasted
world was-
potential is what
the
kills
flying
you. Yeah.
was you felt like Iron Man, and it's just some really wasted gameplay and just a game that wasn't ready to come out.
That sucks.
I didn't like the beta.
I didn't play the beta.
didn't
It's,
miss
that
much.
whole story behind it is
Who'd you
pretty
play in the
interesting.
beta?
The like Shocky guy.
The middle yeah, I did. The Storm.
So, yeah, Storm. So I played the entire game as the Storm story, and then I was like, you know what, let me switch it up, and I went with like kind of just like the infantry guy who's on the ground, not the big guy, but the other one is
The
more
medium-
agile,
The like soldier
Yeah.
guy.
but not the
yeah.
one with the swords.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck was I doing this whole time? Like, because I was getting some pretty good weapons, but not really using them because I was just using like storm powers.
Yeah.
It's a shame, dude. I hope they can salvage that gameplay somehow.
And put it into something else. Yeah.
So last up, before we end this, what games are we looking forward to in 2020? Cyberpunk for me, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 3, which just got announced this week. There's a lot of great games coming out this year, and a lot of stuff we don't know about. Last of Us 2.
It's funny, we
I'd
only
probably
know
throw
up
on
to
there.
basically what, summertime, and that's
Right.
already jacked up. Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends. Like, we don't know anything after like June, I think.
I mean, we assume.
No, we don't.
We know Halo Infinite. That's it.
And
And
Hellblade.
Yeah, Godfall, maybe Hellblade. Yeah,
Godfall, which they said is a looter slasher.
yeah, interesting.
This might be right up my alley. 'Cause they started it with looter, and I love that loot.
But for me, Ghost of Tsushima, can't fucking wait for that game. I'm very excited. Cyberpunk, obviously. I'm very curious to see where the new AC goes as well.
Yep.
Resident Evil 3, that's another good one. I mean, Marvel's Avengers, I'm more looking forward. I don't know if I'm
just,
looking
like,
forward
curious
to that.
about it, you know?
Exactly. I just am more interested to see what actually becomes of it.
I also would. Is Elden Ring supposed to be 2020?
No. See, that's what I didn't include games that didn't have a date. I don't think Elden Ring is going to be 2020.
Like-
I don't think. What else was I thinking about today that got announced that I was like, Dragon Age 4. Like, that's not 2020.
I'm trying to think what. I would. Godfall, because I think that's going to be a PlayStation 5 day one game.
Seems like it.
Looks
but-
cool from the
And it's
trailer.
kind of like I'm like, when I was talking about Sekiro earlier, I'm a very weird consumer of these Soulsborne games where I played and beat Bloodborne, and I'm like a third or halfway through Sekiro, but I consume the Soulsborne games so much on YouTube. Every night I'm watching lore videos,
Really?
or playthroughs, or speed runs. Like, I am obsessed with that.
It's me, Matt. Voti Video.
Like, yeah, love him.
It's me,
like
Voti Video.
all those style of games, and I'm just obsessed with the lore. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
I go on a tangent about
Recommendation: check out Lance McDonald.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
He's
knows
already on it.
Lance
Yeah.
McDonald. He also
He knows
And I would
Lance.
recommend.
Yeah, he knows Lance.
I don't know if I know you're into those games.
Right.
Are
I'm
you-
I'm somewhat.
So
Like, I dip
what
my toes in.
what
every
I
once in a
find the
while.
best experience to go through those games is while you're going through areas, look up lore videos on the areas you're
Yeah.
going through. Like when I was going through Dark Souls 2 and 3 because it wasn't at launch, I was consuming Vati Vidya's content on the areas I was in, and it was just like this
Makes it so much better,
companion
yeah.
experience, and I was like, this is fucking sick.
I got obsessed with them because IGN UK did Prepare to Try.
Right.
When
Really?
Dark Souls
Right.
3 was coming out, they had a noob, Rory. It's Gav, Rory, and Krupa, who now are RKG. They left IGN UK and they started.
Oh
their own,
wow, interesting.
which are phenomenal. You guys
I love.
definitely check
I
out.
used to listen to they used to do podcasts for
Yeah.
IGN and stuff, right?
They
Yeah.
do one for the Patreon now.
All right, I'll have to watch it.
But,
It's
yo,
only for the Patreon.
You definitely have to
Patreon exclusive.
check out if you're into that stuff. They're either their Dark Souls 1 playthrough, their OG one, or their Bloodborne playthrough was phenomenal. They just did Resi 2.
Yeah.
And they're doing Sekiro, which I'm really excited about. But
awesome.
they're just hilarious and like.
No, I really
who
like
was
those
the lore
guys. It was
master?
funny. Those were guys where I was like, oh, what happened to them? And that makes total sense.
That got me into all the Soulsborne stuff. Then like since I every night, I'm not kidding you. Every night I'm watching. That's like before I go to bed, I watch lore about that.
Hello,
Fantastic.
it's me,
So I can't wait for Elden Ring.
I'm going to tell you about
Amazing.
Elden Ring.
And there was like a style-esque kind of Dark Souls game that they showed last night.
Was there?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, the one with the 2 characters?
No, Sekiro maybe. It looked like
Ghost of
Sekiro.
Tsushima?
No, it looked like Sekiro, but I think you were a female.
Yeah. There were like 2 characters and they were
Yeah.
like fighting. Yeah.
Which looked kind of
I
interesting.
think it was on Switch.
Oh.
Maybe not. No, PS5 actually. I think. I don't know. Anyway.
But
Well,
I'm hoping Godfall's kind of like Souls, but a little more accessible.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, that would be
Because I
cool.
love that style, and I don't know.
Well, was there anything else, gentlemen?
No, I'm beat.
Matthew? Mr. Penza?
I mean, we all know it's come from Nintendo, but we'll find out.
Exactly. That's
You know?
that's next on the.
I'm
list.
surprised we didn't get a Smash reveal.
Yeah.
I thought Reggie was gonna come out fucking looking like a meme,
Be like, hey, fuckheads.
and he was like, and he's just like whispers into the mic, Sora for
here.
Kingdom Hearts or Sora for Smash, and
Keanu
then
Reeves.
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves,
Reeves.
from John Wick
John, what's his name in it? Johnny Silverhands.
in
Yeah.
in Cyberpunk. Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Silverhand.
Silverhand. Johnny Silverhand in Smash.
Yeah, we got
He just pushes the mic over. Fuck you, Jeff.
Gets insane.
Gets
And
on
we'll be here the entire time. Guys, thank you so much for watching with us live on twitch.tv/Delco Network. We very much appreciate it. You can find us on YouTube as well as most podcast services. Just search Delco Nerd Network. If you could drop us a review while you're at it, that always helps us out. As always, we are on everything. All this info can be found on DelcoNerdNetwork.com. For Gooch, for Matt, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.